Excuse me. Good show tonight, folks. Good show. Try to a lot to talk about. Give me a second. All right. Excuse me. So let me start off by saying welcome to Patriot Nation TV. I'm your host, Tim Davis, a.k.a. Professor X, your new age patriot with a 1776 attitude. Just one man, one opinion, trying to connect the dots and make sense of it all in this bizarre world. It is Thursday, September 1st, 2022. And tonight's episode, it was a show I was preparing to do a couple weeks down the road. But with today's events, with the speech of Biden that he gave, I think I'm going to put it forth now. So if you're new to the show, please give a thumbs up, hit like, hit subscribe, notification bell, share it. Just get these algorithms up. And hey, what's going on, James? Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you tuning in. So basically, this show, I'm going to do it within, like I said, I was planning to do this a couple weeks down the line. I was putting together, so I'm going to get this done in like 5 minutes. How I explain how the U.S. government planned to round up Americans into detention centers. I'm going to go back to about into the 80s. That's what I was going to do the show on. But what happened? We see what Joe the Tyrant Biden tonight, with his declaration of war on the American people against half the country. Declaration of war. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up there, smooth operator? Came on the beginning. Good to see that. Thank you for tuning in. So he declared war on half the country. We'll spend 5 minutes on this. We'll get this video in 12 minutes. 10 minutes to go. Here we go. Joe the Tyrant Biden tonight gave a speech declaring half our population, half the voters, enemies of the state. Remember, he began by calling us deplorables 5-6 years ago. Now he's calling us fascists, extreme MAGA Republicans. He's threatening every opposition to his political party's tyranny. And he did this under the backdrop. Think about it. Just visualize this. He did this underneath the backdrop of like an Orwellian 1984 type thing, Nazi style backdrop. You know, the evil empire with Darth Vader, the red background, backdrop with the black, almost like Satan-like. Hey, what's going on, James? I'm glad you're here too. Glad you catch a live one out here. Late catfish. There you go, buddy. So it's kind of scary. So I'm going to say this: he declared war on us. He declared war on half the people of this country, and basically saying that you use the full arm of the federal government. But I'm here to tell you this: Biden's policies are the real threat. Biden's policies with the Democrat backing and the full force of the FBI, Department of Justice, and IRS, they are a threat to the soul of this nation. It's tyranny. I just can't believe we got to discuss it. So I'm not going to go too much onto that. I'm just giving you my point of view, what's going on. And take it serious. Take it serious. This plan has been planned out for decades. Like I said, that's what I'm going to do the show on, how the government planned to round Americans up. I'm going to go back to the 80s. Take it serious. I've said it in the past. He's going to declare, they're coming after us. So let's go into it. It's enough about this Joe the Tyrant Biden guy. Disgrace to the human race. Disgrace to everybody. So I'm going to go over how the U.S. government planned to round Americans up into detention centers. And, excuse me. It was Rex 84. I'm going to explain what Rex 84 was. That's what it's really called, is Rex 84. And so let me start it off. On July 13th, 1987, Texas Democrats Texas Democratic House of Representative member Jack Brooks, along with other members of Congress, grilled former Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. I was a kid. I remember the North trials. I listened watching with my father about his sales of arms to Iran and funding the Contra guerrillas against the government of Nicaragua. That was 1415 when this happened. During this Iran-Contra hearing, Brooks asked North about his other clandestine activities, with the focus on a plan titled Rex 84, short for Readiness Exercise 1984. And hold on, let me just read it. You know, that's a very good question, Smooth Operator. How many times did he say the word democracy when Ben Franklin, like said, the Constitution? That's kind of good when you have, you said the Constitution, if you can keep it. Absolutely. 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 Bottom line is this guy's just a trade. He's just a tyrant, you know? It's just a tyrant. So let me continue here. During the Iran-Contra hearings, Brooks asked North about his other, clandestine activities, which focused on a plan titled Rex 84, short for Readiness Exercise 1984. Brooks asked North, and I quote, this is what Brooks asked him as I quote it, "In your works at the NSC, were you not assigned at one time the work on plans for the continuity of government in the event of major disaster?" This question about continuity of government was the Rex 84 plan, a plan to round up American citizens in a national emergency. North's attorney, Brendan Sullivan, asked the House chairman to intervene. Democratic chairman and House representative for Hawaii, Daniel Ken Inayu, spoke up and halted the inquiry, stating, "I believe the question touches upon a highly sensitive and classified area. So may I request that you not touch upon this, sir." Representative Brooks responded, "I was particularly concerned, Mr. Chairman, because I read in our Miami papers and several others that there has been a plan developed by the same agencies, a contingency plan in the event of emergency that would suspend the American Constitution, and I was deeply concerned about it and wondered if that was the area in which he had worked. I believe that it was. But I want it." And before he could finish, Chairman Inayu interjected again, stating, May I most respectfully request that the matter not be touched upon this stage. If we wish to get into this, I am certain arrangements can be made for an executive session." This is under my one of my favorite presidents, Ronald Reagan's term. And with that, the Rex 84 investigation was kept from the public eye. So what exactly did this plan entail? According to the report put out in 1983 by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, better known as FEMA, for short, the Rex 84 plan was a civil readiness exercise, implementing major emergency actions during a national emergency. All right. These interventions were practiced prior via exercises Wintex, Cinemex 83, where FEMA coordinated with other agencies. This is all before the Department of Homeland Security, way before all of that, where FEMA coordinated with other agencies to run practice procedures for what would be invoked in a time of international crisis. This is all before, this is 20 years before 9/11. I did plenty of videos on 9/11. Reporter Alfonso Chardy, writing for the Miami Herald, revealed elements from this secret plan in the July 5th, 1987 papers. 1987, I was a junior, right? His investigational report found that Rex 84 plan was an exercise aimed at suppressing dissent and placing American citizens into camps if they were deemed a security threat during a presidential declared national emergency. Right? It was this report and the concerns about upending civil rights that led to the Representative Brooks wanting to investigate the program further. Right? He wanted to find out more about it. Sadly, as you heard from the hearings, more details about North's involvement in the totalitarian of the program have been kept hidden away from the public accountability ever since. Has been. I remember watching the Oliver North trials with my dad. All we have today is some indications of what that program would look like from declassified documents. It's still in effect, it's just classified. On an antidote program called Rex 84. Operation Garden Plot, which is part of, it's an extended version, or it was prequel to Rex 84, was under Nixon, which was the Department of Defense's plan for quelling civil disturbances via federal military interventions. Is this why we're seeing police being militarized? Seeing that all the forces coming together all before 9/11. I've done plenty of videos on 9/11, and I'll post them probably back, left, bottom list. You check them out. This one, the Bill of Rights. This one, our freedoms were taken away. I'm not going to get into that because I just did 2 videos on Scorched Earth. But given how much government has eroded our rights with the Patriot Act, the NDAA Act, NSA spying, Biden's executive orders, so on and so on, it's more critical than ever to declassify these internment plans and stop them before they're used against us. They're 35 years old already, 30, almost going on 40 years. Time to declassify them. This is all before 9/11. We know what 9/11 did. So at this point, we all must question Rex 84 and their program. I can go on. I'm not going to try to end it. Next video, I'll share it. Now we have these fusion centers. Before, Rex 84 had different detention centers. We call them fusion centers. That's a development and sharing of information and intelligence in a new era, post 9/11. Guidelines for establishing and operating fusion centers at the local, state, and federal levels. Law enforcement intelligence, public safety, and the private sector. It's all laid out before us. Look it up. September 1st, 2022, we are now one nation under surveillance. Time to end the fusion centers. Time to vote these Democrats out. Time to take this country back, because you have been labeled. I have been labeled. Everybody that's been labeled that does not go along with this tyrannical Marxist ideology led by Joe the Tyrant Biden. You're the enemy of the state. He said it. You're a fascist. You're deplorable. You're an extremist. You're a white nationalist, black nationalist. You're whatever. Christian nationalist. He's coming for us. He's going to use the full strength of the federal government, IRS, DOJ. And this is why you got to smarten up, folks. Okay, sorry about that. It is. Okay, I'm into this 14 minutes. I'm going to end the show. I just had to get it out there. Remember what I said in my last video. Check it out right here. This is what it's all about. The war on terror, the infinity war. The war is on you. You are right where that dot is. It just keeps coming back and forth to you under the guise of safety and security. So I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Tim Davis, a.k.a. Professor X. Tune into next time. Please give the thumbs up, hit like, hit subscribe, notification bell, and share this message. So for tonight, good night. God bless. God bless you. God bless America. Good night.